like when it comes to prayer, and we say like, every season you kind of have to recalibrate, even your prayer life, right? Like you're always like, every time you have a new kid, you're like, okay, well, how are we going to pray together? How am I going to pray separately? What would you say to people, they're like, oh, I was doing so great and then I messed up. And like, what advice would you give to people?
I would first go right to prayer and asking Jesus, which is the unpopular response, but hear me out here, and that we are called to live simply, but also to invite Him into the different aspects of our health. And so we want to start with what's most essential. And a lot of times it's the foundational pillars, which are prayer, sleep, or nutrition. And I think that out of one of those three, it's returning to one of them consistently and focusing on doing one of those things consistently day in and day out. Now, I'm going to vote prayer above all because from there, you'll be able to center on the others. Um, but I think that that's where people want to run and jump into the next step of, no, I'm going to focus on my workouts or a specific eating protocol or diet. And we skip over the most foundational basics, and that's just nourishing our bodies, getting enough sleep, actually praying. I think a lot of times what we think we do and what we actually do are very different in our day to day. And so I would invite people to return to the basics and start living in a way where there's some consistency, where your body can start to trust you to nourish it consistently, or to rest consistently, or to pray consistently. And from there, you will have a greater capacity to add more elements and aspects to tend to your well-being, so that you can move the way that you want and interact the way that you want. But it has to come from a place where there is a solid foundation.